He said it really loud, he said it on the air, on the radio, on the radio,
It's 7 p.m. with Carlos. Hello everyone, it's Carlos with you once again. It's great to be back here on Triple H FM 100.1. Oh, well, I have some bittersweet news for you today. You guys remember Abby, of course, right? Everyone? Yes? Of course I do. She was the one that used to talk a lot and never stop without taking a breath. Well, she is no longer among us. And by that I mean she actually got a job elsewhere. She actually went on to work for MI9. And so she won't be joining us anymore. So I guess we have to continue doing the job by ourselves. So wish you all the best, Abby, if you're listening, and hope you can work your way up to the executive position of whatever that may be up there. So what have we got in store for you today? Well, quite a few things actually. I've got a lot of celebrity news to play for you, and I'm also got some FML stories to share with you. Now, I guess you could say they're pretty funny. Some are pretty sad actually, but you know what? I just laugh anyway, because to me they're really funny. If it happened to me, I would be laughing my ass off. So I hope you do too when I tell you about these. So anyway, let's get on with it. Let's get on with the show. Oh, I forgot the song. Here's Maroon 5 with Maps, their brand new song on Triple H 100.1. It's Carlos with you. Hey everyone. Charlie XCX, you might remember her from such songs as Fancy with Iggy Azalea. This is Carlos on 7 p.m. with triplehfm.com. Oh wait, I screwed that up, didn't I? Let me start again. It's 7 p.m. with Carlos on Triple H FM 100.1. There we go. Now, I promised you I was going to read you a couple of celebrity news stories of this week. So, I'm going to do that. I'm going to make good on my promise. So, you know what? Not a day goes by without this guy being in the headlines. It's Justin Bieber. Now, this time it's about the paparazzi assault case, right? Where the pap claims Justin ordered his goons to beat him up because he was doing his job, which is taking pictures of the Biebs. Now, the lawyer representing the paparazzi will subpoena most of Justin's friends, which means he will get a court order to make them appear at the trial. And this is to prove Justin's massive drug abuse, right? So some of the friends include Lil Zar, Lil Twist, Khalil, and even his manager, Scooter Braun. And even Bieber's trainer is on the list. The lawyer believes if Bieber's buds are honest, they'll fess up about the connection between Justin's bizarre aggressive behavior and his consumption of weed, alcohol, amongst many other things, most notably Zizorp, which is this codeine kind of thing, very famous in the US amongst rappers and that, because Justin thinks he's black. That's right. So this will ultimately prove that such behavior led to Justin ordering the hit on the paparazzi. So all I gotta say is, let's watch this space and see what happens in that case. I'm thinking he's gonna have to pay up, even a little bit. Well, I mean, when you're worth $120 million, anything is a little bit, right? Now, Justin is also in trouble with his new neighbors of the very exclusive Beverly Hills condo he's renting. Now, so much so, right, that the other residents complained, and the owner of Justin's unit is now on the hook to pay for security to keep the Biebs and his friends in check. Neighbors complained they literally choked over the smell of weed in the hallways. I mean, come on. They even called cops twice, who had to show up in the middle of the night, 2 a.m. to be specific, over party noise. Now, these guards now have to patrol the hallways and keep Justin and his buddies in check, all while the owner of the unit, Justin's unit, has to pay the bill. Mind you, they will be patrolling the likes of Johnny Manziel, Tyrese from the Fast and Furious franchise, and boxing champion Floyd Mayweather. Now, I would not want to be one of those security guards, but it does sound like one hell of a party. Am I right? Am I right? Now, Beyonce sent the internet into a craze last week, right? Where she performed her song Resentment while on her On the Run tour with Harvey Jay-Z, hinting at cheating rumors. she changed the song lyrics from "Been riding with you for 6 years" to "Been riding with you for 12 years." Coincidentally, she's been married to Jay-Z for 12 years. Now, and then she changed the line, "Like I couldn't do it for you like your mistress could," to "Like I couldn't do it for you like that whack bitch could." Super personal much? I would think so. Now that would totally explain why Solange smashed Jay-Z in the elevator. However, if that were not enough, she then posted a cute and cuddly picture, family photo on her website, giving an indication that there is no trouble in paradise. It's the same tactic, mind you, that she pulled with Solange's pictures and Jay-Z after the elevator video. No one bought it then, but I guess we just have to wait and see about this one. Now, in other news, it appears that a super fan of the show Glee has taken things a little too far. First, Chris Colfer, who we know as Kurt Hummel on the series, had his Twitter account hacked, according to his rep, because a tweet went out that read, "Due to personal issues, I have been let go from the cast of Glee. Explanations will come shortly. ... Chris was going back to LA from London with no Wi-Fi access, so he couldn't have possibly written that. And his rep concluded that he would definitely be back for the next season of Glee. But Chris is not the only one. Lea Michele, who plays Rachel Berry on the Glee show, has also been targeted. She also had a page hacked where a tweet announcing her pregnancy was sent out to the world. Lea Michele pregnant? I mean, really? Her rep quickly debunked the news, and now we know it was hacked. Maybe Glee 123 isn't the safest of passwords, guys. Seriously. Now, the ever-elusive Australian singer-songwriter Sia has been spotted, and her picture has been taken in a rare occurrence. And she's really pretty too. The camera-shy Aussie was snapped flashing her pearly white on Wednesday night as she walked into Jimmy Kimmel's studio. But later, she performed her hit single Chandelier with her back to the audience. And face paint as well. Boo-hoo. Oh, well, at least now we know what she looks like. Good for her, I say, for not attaching an image to her art. But really, she's really, really pretty. I mean, why wouldn't you want to show off your face when you look like that? Now, Larry King, as we all know, is the king of television and CNN. And he's now the king of the courts. He just got away with murder. And by murder, I mean a minor traffic infringement. He was booked by a cop for talking on his phone while driving, but Larry maintained he was stationary when the incident occurred. Anyway, the cop was a no-show at the court, and hence the case was thrown out. Larry says he was right all along and that the cop was scared of facing him. Really scared of a 102-year-old? So, but you know what? It might not all be true, since he says he wasn't driving, but he was actually pulling over. So I guess technically he wasn't right. But when you're worth an estimated $150 million, dude, just pay the fine. Really? Now, speaking of people like that, Robin Thicke is still feeling sad and very lonely and begging for his wife to take him back. Apparently, none of his on-stage begging and public apologies and whatnot have worked, because he says he hasn't seen Paula Patton in 4 months. He also admits Paula hasn't even heard most of his new album, which even bears her name. So lame, if you ask my opinion. But according to TMZ, they have had interactions in the past 4 months, particularly when they hand off their son for visits. So Robin, I gotta tell you, keep trying. I'm sure you're gonna win her back, man. I'm sure, you know. Perseverance is the key, if you weren't so lame. You know, and speaking of lame, former Transformers actor and child star Shia LaBeouf has had several meltdowns over the past few weeks, including looking to fight with a strip club patron, peed on a wall outside an LA restaurant, and getting arrested at the famous Studio 54, where he got into a weird altercation with a patron. And now though, he's seeking treatment. However, he hasn't entered rehab, right? But he's enrolling in what sounds like a 12-step Alcoholics Anonymous program for his alcohol addiction. His rep says he has taken the first of many necessary steps towards recovery. He was spotted with books titled Alcoholics Anonymous, so he's on the right track. Let's hope he gets better and he can, transform himself. Miley Cyrus is still on her worldwide baggers tour, which she will be bringing to Australia later this year. She posted a picture on Instagram over the weekend with a new tattoo on her torso of her late dog who passed away while she was touring. Apparently, that's what triggered her meltdown. Yeah, right. The tattoo is a picture of Floyd, which is the dog's name, with speech bubble that reads, "With a little help from my friends." That's right, friends. No, I don't have a speech impediment. She actually wrote friends, not friends. So she's honoring his memory by getting some ink, posted on Instagram, all while smoking a joint. Good times. Now, Aussie rapper Iggy Azalea, who we all love, has spoken out about Nicki Minaj's apparent diss against her at the BET Awards last week. Nicki, while accepting her award for Best Female Hip Hop Artist, said, "When you hear Nicki spit, Nicki Minaj wrote it," suggesting the other nominees use ghostwriters for their songs. Immediately, she followed that by saying, "No shade, no shade," meaning no offense, after being booed by the crowd. Iggy has spoken out against the media, saying they're making something out of nothing, calling the beef lame, and feels worn out by everyone trying to make me have wars with people all the time. But there's no beef between them, with Nicki even taking to Twitter to say, "I've congratulated Iggy on the success of Fancy publicly. She should be very proud of that. All women nominated should be proud. That will never change my desire to motivate women to write. Our voices have to be heard. I hope I inspire up-and-coming artists to do that." So really, we just made news out of nothing. And I only have one more thing to say, Nicki. Nicki Minaj, bees in the trap, bees in the trap. Now, we all remember that movie from the early 2000s called Honey, right? Well, it was 10 years ago, but get this. Now that movie is being sued for $10 million. So this girl, right, whose real name is Honey Rockwell, is suing the filmmakers because she says they never got her permission for the movie, which she says is a blatant rip-off of her life. Honey Rockwell says the movie is a carbon copy of her life because Jessica Alba's character shares her name, Honey, ethnicity, Hispanic, occupation, hip-hop dancer, and the hood, the Bronx, where she grew up. She says they even used the same dance studio where she taught, and she adopted the stage name Honey back in '94. Rockwell now faces an uphill battle because she's waited 10 years to sue. And now she's demanding her fair share of the more than $70 million generated by the movie Honey. No pun intended. And the sequel as well. Yes, apparently there was a sequel. Who knew? She better get started because it looks like she's got her work cut out for her. She's going to be one busy bee. And now, officially my favorite story of the night. Chris Martin, the lead singer of Coldplay, is no longer a vegetarian. You know what? I think that might have something to do with his conscious uncoupling from Gwyneth Paltrow. And that's all the celebrity news we got for you this week. So if you want to call me up, 8086 1900, to discuss any of these stories which I spoke about, or discuss anything at all, anything else that you saw in the news you might find interesting or whatever, you want to diss me or something, doesn't matter. You can give me a call, 8086 1900. I'll be waiting. For now, let's go to a break, and when we come back, we'll be back with FML stories, including some of my own. It's 7 p.m. with Carlos on Triple H FM.
Big girls cry when their heart is breaking.
Oh, that's Sia there with Big Girls Cry. What a great song that is. It's a brand new one following Chandelier. She secretly released that song without telling anyone or no publicity or anything. Sounds like Sia, doesn't it? Anyway, now it's time for our FML stories of the night. So, remember, 8086 1900 is a number if you want to call up and talk to us about absolutely anything, the celebrity stories we just had, or if you want to recount your own FML story, which I will be doing right after I finish reading these ones, which are the FMLs of the week. So, first up, this girl says, "Today I found a wasp in my kitchen, so I opened the back door and left the room for 10 minutes, hoping it will fly away. Upon returning, I found that there were now 3 wasps, a vicious cat, and a very panicked pigeon crashing around the room." Wow, wonder where the hell she lives. "Today I sped off," this is another one by the way. "Today I sped off down the road, then realized to my horror that my cat was clinging to the roof of the car." Wow, you should really have a license to keep animals these days. How can you not notice your cat on your roof, dude? Really. This is another one. Today my grandma got a new boyfriend. She dumped the old one because his wife was taking too long to die. I don't even know what to say to that, man. This is another one. Today it's my birthday. My next door neighbors gave me a stool and some rope. No comment. Today I sent my boyfriend a picture of my boobs. I quickly found out that I'd accidentally sent it to my sister instead. She sent me one back. I want to meet your sister, man. Today, my little sister started freaking out because she was playing with some whiteout eraser and got some on her finger. She started crying inconsolably because she thought her entire finger was going to disappear. Oh, I guess it might run in the family. Today, my sister was upset because she felt like no one liked her. Without thinking, I replied, "It's okay. If I acted like you, people would probably hate me too." This sounded sympathetic. This sounded sympathetic in my head, says this guy. Today, my teenage daughter faked a suicide because I bought her a Samsung instead of an iPhone for her birthday. Who the hell does that, man? Jeez. It's just a phone, bro. Today, I woke up to my young niece hammering a metal cookie cutter into my leg. I have a teddy bear shaped scar for the rest of my life. Today, I smacked my kid on top of the head for spinning the display rack while I was looking at greeting cards. It wasn't until he dramatically screamed and dropped to the floor wailing that I realized he wasn't my daughter. Ooh, you should really look before you hit. Today, my shoes were rubbing against my heel so much that one heel started to bleed. Not having any plasters, I stuffed some tissue down my shoe. When I walked off the train, a wad of blood-stained tissue fell out of the back of my shoe. The guy behind me didn't think it came from my shoe. Oh, gosh. You gotta be careful. It's about blood on public transport, man. Today, on my first day as a lifeguard, a man had a heart attack in the pool. I jumped in, pulled him out, and even went to the hospital with him. He seemed genuinely offended, saying, "You should have let me die." Ooh, what's his problem, man? Today, I went on a date with this girl. Turns out she's a software developer too. Our date became a technical discussion. Sounds like my kind of date. Today, this is another one. Today, I woke up loudly screaming from a night terror. I say night. I was actually at desk at my work in the middle of the day, surrounded by dozens of co-workers in their cubicles. Now that is embarrassing. Today, my husband came clean to having an affair with my sister. I later found out that my other sister encouraged the affair because she thought they'd be a cute couple. FML totes, man. Today, I was picking up my 5-year-old brother from school. He hugged a girl from his class to say goodbye. His classmate's mum and I looked at each other thinking it was adorable until my brother decided to dry hump the side of his classmate's thigh. Sounds like a kid I would want to have. Today, my daughter asked me how long she had to put her 2-minute noodles in the microwave. Oh. Face palm, total face palm. Today, my 6-year-old brother showed me the books he's been writing for the past week. My parents, who are first-generation immigrants, want him to take the books to school to show everyone. My only problem with this? The main character's name is Wanker. Now that's... What's wrong with John or something, you know? Seriously. Today I overheard my mother talking to her friend and using me as an example of how it's sometimes best to swallow. No comment, let's move on. Today I was at the gym when I saw my uncle at the front desk. I quietly went up behind him and slapped him hard on the back while yelling, "What's up, loser?" He turned around. It wasn't my uncle. You know, that happened to me once. I was at uni in the car park and I saw what I thought was my friend in a car, in a brand new car. And I approached the window, which was down, and I put my head inside the car and I said, "Hey, nice car, man." And it turns out it wasn't actually my friend, it was some stranger. So I just told her, "Nice car," and ran away. I guess that's what you do. Then another one. Today, a girl I recently slept with messaged me explaining through a rendition of Call Me Maybe that she'd given me chlamydia. Well, at least it was original. Today, I told my husband that I didn't feel like he loved me. He looked away and replied, "Fair enough." Today, my girlfriend asked me where I've always wanted to settle down, and I told her that Italy had always appealed to me. She snorted and told me what a bad idea that was because you don't speak French. What a dumbass. Today, a guy told me that I looked like Angelina Jolie. Before I could thank him, he continued, I mean like in the chest area after the mastectomy, you know? I didn't board much. Today, after losing his job, I reassured my boyfriend by telling him I'd rather be with him living in a cardboard box than to be without him. He responded to me by telling me he'd rather be dead. That's harsh, man. Today, my daughter wrote her first sentence. Very proud of the accomplishment, she ran to show me. It said, "Daddy is fat." And that's the FML stories for this week. I had one happen to me the other day at the chemist, actually. I was serving this lady who looked actually pretty nice. Turns out she wasn't nice at all. What happened was, on the computer screen, right, it comes up as $12.07. But since 7 cents doesn't exist, I just told her it's 5 cents, right? And then she went to pay by card, and the FOS machine lit up, and on the screen it said $12.07. And she told me off because she said, well, here it says $12.07 and you said $12.05. I'm thinking, what the hell is wrong with you, lady? Seriously. She's like, you told me one thing, you told me another thing. I'm thinking, what the hell? It doesn't exist, woman. It's 2 cents. Get over yourself. Seriously, man. Oh, anyway, let's move on. We're going to go to a break. And after the break, we'll have some weird news of the week. Some weird news. You're not going to believe what happened. It's Triple H FM with Carlos on 7 p.m.
Happy birthday.
Why, thank you, Katy Perry. It was just my birthday like the other week. So it's almost time for me to go, and just time for a few weird stories of the week. I'm sure you've heard of this one. There was a US exchange student pulled from a Tibetan University marble vagina. This is actually a large female genitalia made of stone that's in Germany. And he, for some odd reason, decided to jam himself in there. So security, emergency services had to actually open it up and get him out. 22 firefighters and 5 emergency vehicles it took to get the guy out. What a bloody idiot. So, and look at this one. There's this guy that has 63 words as a name. I'm going to try and read this to you, but it's actually pretty lame. It starts off with Kim Jong, sexy, glorious, beast, divine. I can't say that one. Father, lovely, Iron Man, even, unique, Po, Un, Win, Charlie, Gora, Chaos, Mihan, Hansa, Kimi. I'm not going to make it. It's too hard, seriously. It's kind of annoying as well. And let's see the other one. Let's read this one. Not all miracles are about healing. Here are some more bizarre tales of divine intervention and verge to the Middle Ages, which leaves Game of Thrones way behind. Let's see. There was a flying monk, apparently. A defender of the fields. A farmer in the form of pest control. Okay. This Dominican lay brother was renowned for his miraculous ability to heal patients. Yeah, been there, done that. Excessive expression is something of an embarrassment to mothers. A shot of milk in the eye of medieval monk Saint Bernard of Clairvaux filled him with divine graces and purified all his sins. All right, I've read enough. No, yeah, I can't keep reading that. So, thanks, guys. It was officially my first solo show for the hour without Abby, which we will surely miss a lot, especially all her vocal cords as well. So, thanks very much, guys. And don't forget, you can follow me on Twitter at Carlos Diaz or Facebook. Just type in my name and something will surely come up. Or on our Facebook page, which is still the old one, hashtag Carlos and Abby Show, which will be changed shortly. And yeah, if you want to request your favorite songs, tell me some of your FMLs, or even recount some of the celebrity stories we had on the show tonight, if you want to, express your opinion or something. Anyways, guys, thanks very much for joining us. We'll be back next week with more celebrity stories, FML stories, and even who knows? Who knows what happens during the week, right? Anyway, guys, thanks very much, and I'll talk to you next week. Thanks, laters.